So we're going to go ahead and get started. I think we've got just about everybody in now. So I want to welcome everybody to week 5 of Tech Talks presented by Pathstone Enterprise Center and SPA Capital Management. Of course, we're sponsored by M&T Bank, and we want to thank our friends and partners over at M&T for allowing us to do this. They give us the resources necessary to carry out this workshop and to bring you the education and information that you need so you can use technology to your advantage to start, grow, and run your own business, your small business here in the region. So, this is again the 5th week. We have one more week after this. We'll be here next Wednesday, same bat time, same bat channel. And I think I've said this before, but nobody my age understands that reference. But I'm sure there are a few people who do understand it. I know Mr. McCarley understands it. So
yes, I do.
I'm not saying anything about your age.
Good thing. Don't let the beard fool you.
Yeah. But so yeah, we are ready to get into this, and we have a great presentation today on website development. And Mr. Mike Warren is here to talk to us today about that, and he is waiting in the wings to get started. So we will get through all this fun stuff, all the nitty gritty here up front, and then we'll hand it over to Mike here in just a few minutes. Let's see here. So of course, I'm Adam Tidrow. I am here with Pathstone Enterprise Center. We also have Anthony Dixon with SPA Capital Management. We'll hear from Anthony in just a minute. Our presenter is Michael Warren. He is the CEO of View Signage, and he's going to talk to us today about web development. And I'm going to fix something on this slideshow real quick, guys. Sorry about this. Give me just 1 second. I want to make sure that we're getting the best possible slideshow we can here. Okay. It'll let me click. There we go. Okay, so we're back on. Can you guys, Anthony, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see my slide there? Okay, thank you, sir. All right. We have that weird issue with PowerPoint sometimes where it wants to move on its own. But yeah, so here's a little workshop agenda. We're going to get through this here pretty quickly, the intro, and then hand it off to Mike because he's got a lot to cover and a lot to go over and a lot to teach you guys. Keep in mind that everything that we go over today will be available to you both on the slideshow, and we'll have it available on YouTube for you to rewatch. So you will both have a copy of the slides that you can look at and use for informational purposes. So if you feel like you can't, you maybe can't keep up, or there's a lot of information or something, don't worry. We're here to educate and take as much as you can. Then the rest, feel free to come back and watch the YouTube video or watch the go through the PowerPoint itself. So we're gonna fix this technical issue here, guys. Sorry. There we go. All right. Wonderful. So a few rules of engagement as we get started here. First, like I said, we are on YouTube, so everything will be recorded. Right now, we're actually going out live over Facebook. So if you can't, we do that with every presentation as well. So if you can't join through Zoom, feel free to join us on Facebook Live. Hello to everybody on Facebook Live. I know you can't see me, but we can see you. So, and if you are on the Zoom call, we can literally see you if your camera is on. So if you don't want your image on YouTube and on Facebook Live for the rest of eternity, go ahead and turn your camera off. We love seeing your smiling faces, but you don't have to have it on, especially if you don't want to be recorded. The reason I don't have my camera on, like I say every week, is because I'm so good looking it would intimidate you. And Mr. McCarley always laughs at that. So the best way to engage with us, guys, is the chat feature down in the center of your screen. And that way we have a record of what was said, the questions were asked, and it's a great way to, it's a great tool to use to connect and network with your fellow classmates, your participants that are sitting next to you virtually. So go ahead and use that chat feature to tell people who you are, what your business is, and what you're doing, and why you're here and what you're hoping to learn. And if you're not comfortable using the chat to maybe ask a question or make a comment, please feel free to come off mute and ask your question right on the microphone. And if you are going to do that, a headset is the preferred method. If you don't have a headset, that's fine. But that headset does kind of cut down on some of that chatter in the background and that static. So if you don't have a headset, that's okay. But if you are not speaking, we ask that you keep your microphone off, because then, again, it cuts down on that static and that background chatter, and it makes it a little easier for the presenter to focus on what they're saying so they can be the best resource to you possible. A little bit about past enterprise, nonprofit, community development financial institution. We are mission-based, and we make small business loans and provide technical assistance to individuals in financially underserved communities. So we can go from $5,000 up to $250,000, whether you're and we work with everybody from startups to existing businesses, places that have been around for years and years and decades. So regardless of where you are in your business journey, we want to be there to help you, and let us do what we can for you. And if we can't do something, we have partners who can. So we will connect you with our network. If it's something that may be out of our wheelhouse, we will make sure that we guide you to those people and that you are in the best hands possible. We talk about loans a lot, and that is certainly one of our value propositions. And I think where we continue to shine brightly is on our free technical assistance programs. That includes things like what we're doing today, the business development education workshop series and programs, and one-on-one technical assistance that you can get with industry experts through us. We have a great roster. Some of them are on the call today, and that roster includes CPAs and strategists and startup experts, small business experts, attorneys, web designers, graphic designers. Anything you need, we can connect you with. We also provide mentoring and coaching, and thanks to our funders and sponsors like M&T, who's putting this on today. And if you want to learn more about that, you can contact us through the chat. You can contact us through email, and you can even go to our website, theenterprisecenterinc.org, and on Facebook at Pathstone Enterprise, or Instagram at the Enterprise Center Inc. And for those of you who are in the Buffalo area, we have launched a new Buffalo website for bizupbuffalo.org. So try us out on bizupbuffalo.org. Brand new website just launched, and there's a lot of information on there. Even for those of you who are outside of a lot of information from there, it does still pertain to you. So feel free to check us out over there. A couple of announcements before I introduce Anthony Dixon here. Next week is our final week of Tech Talks. It'll be again with Mike Warren, who's here today. He'll be talking about content management next week. So come and be ready for that from 12 to 1:30 next Wednesday. And this coming Monday, October 5th, we are in week 4 of the Next Level Virtual Workshop Series. And I'm actually going to let Mr. McCarley give his pitch for week 4. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about week 4 and what we can expect to learn?
As for anybody that was a part of actually last week, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we had discussed with regard to some of the numbers. There were some questions that came up. Some of them will be actually answered in this session. And then we're actually going to talk about an aspect, not so much of marketing directly as how to market your business, but one of the things that's missing in a lot of business plans is exactly whether or not the idea you have is feasible based on documentation that you look up. And I have a method that I want to show everybody that I use as to how to determine if your deal is reasonable based on the marketplace that you claim you're going after. So look forward to seeing you guys on Monday.
Wonderful. And actually, I've gotten a sneak peek of that presentation. So guys, please come. It's going to be a lot of information, really good, and we're looking forward to having you there. And I'm looking forward to it. Like I say every week, I am a student of these classes as well. So I have a couple of degrees in this stuff, but every time I come to these classes, I learn so much, and I learn something every week. So please come and learn alongside us. Another opportunity for learning for those of you who want to start a nonprofit, or may want to start a nonprofit, or work in a nonprofit, is this Friday at 11 o'clock here on Zoom. We're going to be doing our small business forum, which is nonprofits, a vehicle for driving community health and wealth, ? So we'll have a great panel of experts in the nonprofit arena who will be able to talk to you about the legal side of starting a nonprofit, the executive director side and founder side of running a nonprofit, and then kind of the operations and board management side of running a nonprofit, and then everything in between, all the gaps that exist in between those areas. So please come and join us and learn about nonprofits. The first half of that presentation or so is the first half of that panel will be more presentation based, but then the second half, we are opening it up for really an active discussion. We want to hear directly from you, give you the chance to ask questions off the cuff and directly to the panelists, and for you to learn what you want to learn. So please come to that. We'll have the link available for you in the chat, as well as in the follow-up email from this event today. So please check us out for the Small Business Forum this Friday at 11 o'clock on nonprofits. And so now, if you guys want in the chat, tell me who you are, what your business name is, and provide a summary of what your business does. We'd love to hear from you. And I'm actually going to pause for 15 seconds before I introduce Anthony Dixon, because I want to see how many responses we can get in the chat this week. I'm using a little bit of Duncan Kirkwood kind of energy here to see. I'm going to pause and see how many we can get. So I'm going to go right now. Go ahead and put your name, your business name, and provide a summary of what you do. You have 15 seconds starting now. Oh man, that was 15 seconds. Being quiet for 15 seconds. I'm telling you, that's a rare feat for me. So Jahida and Anthony and Mike can all tell you that. But we've got a few coming in here. I see 4 that have come in. I know it takes maybe a little longer than 15 seconds to type out who you are and what you do and why you're here. We got some good responses though. Wonderful. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. I'd love to hear it. And now one of those people, Mr. Dixon here, is actually with us, and I want to give him a chance to tell us who he is, and he's the mastermind behind Tech Talks, guys. So I want to give Anthony a chance to kind of pitch Tech Talks and talk about the final week, which is coming up, as well as this week, and then what he does. Anthony, it's all yours, man.
Cool. Thank you, Adam. Again, thank you all for being here. My name is Anthony Dixon, partnership investor and small business consultant with Spot Capital Management. Again, Spot Capital Management is a holding company that invests in small businesses through a partnership model. If you want to learn more about what I do and what we're hoping to make an impact on, please follow us on any two social media platforms, LinkedIn or Facebook, or check out our website. I do have a cool video on there that talks about my words, my story, my journey at spacm.com. So check us out. Again, I would like to thank the Passed On team, including Adam, who's always been a great host and getting us set up and ready to go to hear our speakers. Definitely Jahida, who's in the background, thanking everybody. And also I did see that Herbert is on, and so I'd like to thank him as well, and Dion, who is not here with us. I definitely want to thank M&T Bank for sponsoring Tech Talks, because it's an opportunity for us to engage with you guys and get you ready to go. And then I would like to thank our presenter, Michael Warren, who's going to be presenting a little later, and also to Mr. Michael McCarley for actually being and attending all of our presentations thus far. So thank you for your support. And I want to thank you guys. I see a ton of you on here constantly and always with us. It's an amazing to see that y'all keep coming back, and we love seeing new people as well, because this means that we're reaching a little further. So let's go back in history, right? We're at week 5. At week 1, we started to talk about marketing and sales, marketing again through technology, and how to make your business effective and more efficient as you're running your day-to-day business in the 21st century. So we started with marketing. We talked about traditional marketing methods like print. We also talked about YouTube, which is a new digital technology. We talked about using domains as well as online digital advertising and other means. Marketing, again, is that way to use that bullhorn to tell your target market what your product is and how it solves their needs. And using that gives them the ability to find out and learn more about what you do and how you do it. Then we talked about the sales journey. The sales journey and the buying process is very crucial because you want to know where is your customer at when they come to you and when are they going to buy. Because remember, they don't buy on the first day. They want to actually learn who you are and understand how your product or service benefits their needs. Again, we moved on to talk to Jessica Lewis at Lalu Public Relations and talked about branding and how now your brand through technology, people can relate to your story. They can hear your mission statement. What is the purpose for your business in existence? It's not just to make money, but it's to solve a need for a customer. And how do your brand continuously engage with your target consumer? And she got us to think critically about that and using different technologies as far as like Canvas to kind of articulate our message or our logos and our brands and our colors. Then we actually, last week, we finished out with David Simons at Kingdom Social Media and talked about social media. He first broke down 4 crucial ones: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and he also talked about Instagram. And he used these platforms to now engage. Now that you are a small business, it gives you the power to talk one-on-one with your consumer. And I love what he said last week too. He said, it doesn't matter if you have 1 follower or 1 million followers, your engagement should be the same, consistent, and clear. You should be talking to them throughout the life of your business, just keeping them engaged with your story and your mission. And that was really powerful. And then the second day, he actually talked about how to use Facebook advertising to talk to your consumers and how to use that to make sure that you are providing the content that they want at the time that they need it. And so he talked about crucial posting time. So again, guys, Tech Talk is the idea to make your business more effective as you use technology. And today, it's more than ever to kind of use these techniques. And we're going to talk about website development today. That's like your business card that's online. It's like what people see in the first impression. So it's very crucial that you kind of listen today about those elements because it's going to provide some cool things that you need to know to make sure that you are setting a precedent and a consistent engagement and communication to your audience, and they understand what you do, how you do it, and why you do it. So thank you again for everybody being here. I am going to stop talking and give it back over to Adam so he can introduce, so we can hear some of you guys and your stories and then get it over to Michael. So thank you again.
Awesome, Anthony. Thank you so much. I know we've this has been fun. Tech Talks is always fun to. I always learn something from it. I'm not the most technologically, certainly not the most social media savvy individual. So last week was great, and I'm really looking forward to this week. Just personally, I'm building a couple websites for companies that I'm involved with. So this is going to be great for me to learn. I think you guys are all going to learn right along with me. And now I want to take just a minute here and give a couple people. We're going to take 2 people this week and see if they want to come off mute and introduce themselves and what their business is and what they do. So Dale, can I ask you to come off mute and introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what your business does, sir?
Yes, my name is Dale Martin. I'm myself a serial entrepreneur. I recently launched a new concept called BEST, and I made a mistake in the typing. But BEST stands for Building Ethics in Students of Tomorrow, and it's designed to be a 8 to 10 week modular remote learning program similar to this. And we'll be talking to teens from the age of 14 to 17 about building character, being the best you can be. And there will be, each module will consist of a different topic, again, similar to this. But it's about helping them building ethics and building good character while giving them some life skill knowledge.
Wonderful. That's great. That's so needed in this world. So Dale, thank you so much. And thanks for joining us today. And Thank you very much. And I want to now, let's see, who else? Maxine, do you want to come off mute and tell us a little bit about who you are and what your business is, or your business idea, and what you're hoping to get from Tech Talks today? Maxine, you're on. Oh, there we go.
Yes. My name is Maxine Scott, and I'm hoping to, but my business is to help pregnant moms and teens, like when they need somewhere to go, be like a comfort zone to help.
Okay. Wonderful. Golly, thank you so much. What great businesses and people helping people. I'm all for that. So, Maxine, thank you. And then I want to move on to our final one for the day. Danielle, do you want to come off of mute and tell us who you are and what your business is and what you're looking to get from Tech Talks? Danielle, you're on mute there. If you can come off mute, we'd love to hear from you.
Hello, I'm so sorry. I was schooling in the background. My name is Danielle Hampton, and I'm partnered with Coupon Queen. Originally, when we partnered up together, we were just looking to establish providing educational support services for our seniors, adults, and children. We're looking now to sort of call it a revamp with the current situation and what we have going on with the pandemic. We want to see the observation for the need for this platform so we can provide not only just couponing, but financial services, wellness services, kind of a little bit of everything. And I think that's why we're here, to kind of get guided a little bit and get as much information as possible. So once Coupon Queen is up and, not even up and running because we're up and running, but we're back at it. We're just trying to come back strong. So we want to take in as much information as possible so that we can provide the financial education to our seniors, adults, and the children during this pandemic as well.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, it looks like everybody who's spoken so far has recognized a need in the marketplace and then worked to fill it. So thank you so much for sharing that, guys. And I know we have Katira from last week. She mentioned last week she wanted to present. So Katira, do you want to come off mute for just a second and tell us who you are, what your business is, and what you're hoping to get out of Tech Talks? Katira, I see you came off mute, but I can't hear anything. All right, maybe we can try next week, Katira. And we'll make sure we have a place for you there as we wrap up Tech Talks next week. So, but now I want to introduce the man of the hour, Mike Warren from View Signage. He's going to school us today on website development and creation. So, Mike, I'm going to hand the presenter role over to you here, sir, and the floor is yours.
Let me see. All right, can you hear me now?
Got it, man. Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Let me switch over to my window. Okay, move this over. All right. Hello, my name is Michael Warren. I'm the founder and owner of View Signage LLC. My company helps organizations improve their operational efficiency, customer engagement, and offer management through digital signage and marketing. This includes the development of indoor and outdoor digital billboards, websites, SEO, mobile apps, and custom digital projects. Okay. Go to the next screen. Hold on 1 second. It's okay. Oh wait, excuse me. This thing's a little touchy. Okay. All right. Our learning objectives. Okay, we're gonna try to understand the basics of building a website today. All right. So
hey,
first
Mike.
objective. Hello?
Hey, Mike, I'm going to interrupt you for just a second. If you want to fix that issue with the slideshow,
sorry. I didn't know if you guys can see that or not. Okay, sorry. Can you see it now?
Yeah, so if you go to the if you go to the slideshow option on PowerPoint, like to the slideshow tab, and then click, like if you unclick use timings, it won't move forward like that on its own.
Okay, yeah, I think I just stopped it, so I think it's
Okay, cool. There you
okay.
go.
All right, okay. Okay, so first objective: know when to seek help to build your website or when to do it yourself. Understand what you can contribute to the website before you go to the meeting with the designer or build an outline for doing it yourself. And this is so, if you don't do that, that means so the web designer will have to work harder and more hours, and it would most likely be more expensive for you. It's going to be a lot less expensive if you have your content and you know what you want already on a website. That's very important, and that'll be very cost effective for you. Which gets to the last point. Understand the importance of a budget and how to lower your cost. Okay? So why a website? Well, so where have you been? One of the most modern ways businesses showcase their services and products to potential clients across the world is with a website, and with or the mobile app. But we're talking websites, today. Shows your company is very professional. It's like having a permanent by dynamic advertisement that can be reached from virtually anywhere. Basically, it's like the future. Welcome to the future. All right, so 8 essential things to know before you, excuse me, before building your website. First of all, know what you're selling. Okay, understand everything about your product. Make sure you can point out the most important things about your product to highlight on your website. If you know about your product, the easier it is to explain your product in text and pictures in a simple manner that your demographic can understand. Which goes to the next point: know your demographic. Understand the people who you are trying to sell to, like what they do usually, what do they usually search for, social media sites they go on, forums they may frequent, and what are they into. Okay, know your limitations. Understand what you can do as far as building your own website. How much technical skill do you have? Maybe you can figure what, maybe you can configure a website with a template, but no ability to customize it. So you have to know, what you can do when you need help. Are you a good copywriter? That means, can you write good content? Do you write good grammar? Are you going to need help with that? Will you be able to manage the content on your website if a change needs to be made? Would you be able to update security plugins, etc.? These are all things you got to think about beforehand. Okay. Know your strengths. What do you excel at, and how can this help the development of your website? One of the most important things is know your brand. Know what color schemes you want to use for your website. Most likely, it will be the colors of your logo. Okay, you have to keep a sense of consistency there. Okay, make sure you have a common tagline you use for your company that you can put on your website. Okay, understand the tone of your brand and make the website match the tone. Okay, it always has to match the tones. Okay, like Nike. Okay, just do it. Okay, this is like, it's action, go. So that's Nike. They sell sports gear mostly. Okay, and know your strategies. Okay, how are you going to attract people to your website? Okay, once they are there, what will you do with them? Okay, how will you keep them? How will you get them to buy your product or do what you want to do? So you sign up for a for a newsletter or something like that. Are you expecting thousands of visitors a day or just a few? Okay, will you use this site to generate leads, or will this just be a tool for your existing clients? All right, know your budget. How much do you plan on spending on your website initially and in the long term? Understand the importance of your site when it comes to your finances. Will your site be making money for you? If so, this is the main part of where you will be, excuse me, be getting your revenue, or the site purely informational. So you have to understand, you're going to be generating revenue for it. It's going to be informational. So you have to know that from the very beginning, obviously. Know your competitors. Discover what your competitors are doing in the same space. So when they have a website, what are they doing on their website? How are they getting, customers? So how are they advertising to their customers? What are their successes and what are their failures? Okay, so those are the 8 essential things that you need to know when building your website. Okay? Okay, now let's talk about domain names and how do you get a domain name? So when you're getting a website, your domain name has to match your company. Your company's brand may not be available. So if you want to spend the amount of money to pay someone who's holding that for you, or if you want to create something that's close to your name, that'll be fine too, because there's so much names out there that you sometimes have to be real creative to come out with a website name that matches your company. Okay. Domain.com is one of the most popular domain registrars on the planet. So you can go there and look through domains. Bluehost is one of the largest hosting companies in the world, and they are an official WordPress hosting partner. So you can look for your domain name, and you can also host your website on there, and you can install WordPress, your WordPress designer on there, and they may have some of their own as well too. HostGator. HostGator is another popular company offering website owners a one-stop shop for domain names and shared website hosting. So HostGator, you can also go on their website, and you can also look through, to see if your website name is available, okay? And GoDaddy is also one of the oldest and most popular domain registration companies. They manage more than 77 million domain names for over 18 million customers. Let's see real quick. If I can, I don't know if you want me to go to a website so you guys can see it, so you guys can see an example of how to search for a domain name. Would that be okay? Let me see.
I think it'd be good, Mike, if you can, you may have to change some of the screen share options, but yeah, I think we'd love to see that.
Okay, let me see. Okay, so what would I go to it? New share. All right. Can you guys see that?
Yes, sir. Looks good.
Okay. All right, so GoDaddy. Okay, so we're looking for a domain name. Let's see. You sell hats. You just don't sell hats. You sell straw hats. You sell straw hats in Arizona. Okay. So let's see. Straw hat, Arizona. Okay, it's looking for the domain name. Okay, strawhatarizona.com is available. Oh, they have a good deal. It's $1 a month for the first year. Understand that this price will go up considerably the next year. So when you're buying a domain name, make sure that you buy so if you see a price this low, try to lock that in for 3, 4, 5 years if you want. I mean, it depends on how you feel about your business and if you'll be around that long. But that's what I would suggest. You either do that, or if you get a web developer that's willing to handle your month-to-month security and update your plugins and things like that, go with the web developer, because $10 a month, $15 a month is still worth it if they're willing to do that and keep up with your security and things like that. Okay. All right, and then you have they'll give you tons of starter plans. Believe me, these things change every day. So when you go through here, they'll give you options on other names to choose from, and up here they'll give you options on, you can also host a website and things like that. But understand there's going to be a lot more prices that comes with this. This is the introductory price, but if you wanted, to add one more thing, it might be a lot more money, but not for this. So it really all depends on that. Let me go back to, okay. Let's go back and share my screen. Okay, we're back on domain name. Do you see that? Hello?
Yeah, you're good. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Here's some of the some domain companies that you can get domain names from. DreamHost. DreamHost is another popular domain name registrar and web hosting service provider. Namecheap. Namecheap is another top domain registrar on the market. They have a powerful domain search tool that helps you find the right domain name and makes suggestions when your preferred domain name is not available. Okay, so basically they all do that, but Namecheap thrives on that. Okay. Shopify. Shopify is a popular e-commerce platform which allows anyone to easily start an e-commerce store without any technical skills. They are also a popular domain name registrar and allow you to quickly set up a store using your custom domain name. Buydomains.com. Buydomains allow you to search for premium domain names matching your search terms. These domains are often more memorable, shorter, and brandable, which is why they are more expensive, and more expensive they will be. But yeah, so. All right, hosting. Where can you host your website? Well, we just went over a few. We're gonna go into exactly what hosting is. Okay, there are two types of inexpensive but effective hosts to choose from. It all depends on how tech savvy you are or if your buddy is. Hosts like Wix. Okay, hosts like Wix, there's tons of pre-built templates. There's no coding needed. It gives good deals on URL purchases because it's all in one. Comes with a smart builder that helps you build your website, okay? The cons: may not be so easy to change the template or other features on the site, okay? Will not take third-party integrations. So it's almost like buying an Apple computer, okay? You see a nice program out there that you want to use and it's for a PC, you will not be able to buy it for you. You have to go to Apple to get to put it on your Apple computer. You have to get an Apple software to put on your Apple computer, so you can't really mix and match. If you want to get something that's extra, you have to go to Wix for it. And if it's extra, it's most likely going to be way more expensive than what they have in the package already. Okay, so which brings my other point. It can get pricey if you need to scale bigger or use advanced tools. Conclusion, it's good for small scale websites, for artists and musicians and photographers. You just want to throw your music up there to get people to listen to in just the easiest way possible. Your artists want to throw up your artwork there. You're a photographer, you want to throw up your photos. That's fine. Wix can do that for you. You want to create a certain, just a simple e-commerce website, and you're not picky about how it, and how it really acts and looks. You just have to go with what Wix, has, excuse me, in their template already. Okay. Other similar hosts are Squarespace, Site123, and SimpleSite.com. Okay, now hosts like HostGator. Okay, now HostGator comes with options to auto-install a small variety of best-rated CMSs like WordPress. Okay, the best CMSs out there, I can definitely say, is WordPress, Joomla, and Drupal. Now, they have some other ones that you can pick from, but these are the best ones, but they give you a one-click install. To click it, you go to it, and then it says, okay, what's the admin name? What's your email? What do you want to call the site on the server? It's a real easy, process that will step you through creating a website. But you still have to be tech savvy to really understand, what you're doing. Okay. These types of CMSs.
Hey, what's a CMS again?
Oh, a CMS is a content management system. Okay, so it's basically a system that manages your content. You can say it backwards, system that manages content. That's a content management system. So does everyone get that? Okay, I'm guessing yes. Okay. And the coding is not mandatory, but useful and provide customization. So with HostGator, it is possible for you to create a website without any coding on it. But again, if you're picky, there's tons of different ways that you can add code. If you know CSS, cascading style sheets, you can add your own styles on there. You can do all types of funky things with it. But it's best to get a web developer to really customize your site, because again, if you use a plugin to customize it all types of different ways, that plugin may break the next month if you don't pick the right one. Okay, and with WordPress, with HostGator, you have access to thousands. Hosts like WordPress, or HostGator, you have access to thousands of ready-made templates. That comes with WordPress, comes with Drupal, comes with Joomla, whatever you pick. Okay, access to 55,000 plus free and paid widgets, at least with WordPress and with other sites as well too. They give you an interface called a cPanel that makes it easy for you to choose different widgets, whether it's in WordPress, Joomla, or Drupal. They have ones that work with all of them. okay? And it's basically endless. There's tons of it. It's just like having a PC and going to get some software for your PC. I mean, it's unlimited. But again, with Wix, like Apple, it's going to be limited to that specific company, okay? The cons for sites like HostGator: you're responsible for managing essential site features, okay? So like security is definitely a big one, especially if you put your own code in there. If you put your own plugins in there, they're going to need to be updated. There's a lot of plugins, and I think the latest WordPress one, there's an auto update for security, which you can do, but that doesn't always go through, so you have to go in and check it sometimes. That's why it's good to have someone on there.
Hey, Michael.
Watch it monthly for. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. We do
That's
have
fine.
a question. Someone's asking if you can give them an example of a third-party integration.
Third-party integration, yes. Okay, well, if you're doing like an e-commerce, a website, WooCommerce is a third-party integration. That's one of the most popular integrations for e-commerce, hands down. And that has a lot of features, that has a lot of, that is well supported month by month. It has a big team behind it, and I do recommend WooCommerce. That's a very good plugin to use for WordPress. I believe that they make it just for WordPress, and I think they make it for other CMSs too. So it can easily integrate. It can easily integrate with Joomla and Drupal as well. Drupal would be a little bit harder, but you don't want to think about Drupal. You want to think about WordPress if you're going to do anything, if you're a novice or even a tech novice. Does that answer the question? I can't see the.
Looks like it did. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. Conclusion. Okay. It's great for beginners who want to build a website and control. Excuse me. And control the costs along the way. You can find some of the best free and paid apps to make money online. You know, hands down with HostGator, and it's supported very, very heavily. And I'm not saying that, you know, sites like Wix is too, because obviously it is, because they only use e-commerce, you know, and that's what they thrive at, is one that they built, and so that's what they maintain. With ones like HostGator, you have to go through and pick which kind of e-commerce plugin you want to use, give it a rating, you know, find out the ratings and, you know, the support it has behind it. But if you're doing e-commerce, just go with WooCommerce. That's the best one with the best support. Okay. All right, user-friendly. Okay, how should a website look and feel? All right. Okay. Design. Your design must be purposeful. Okay, try to have what you do fit into your design. Have the colors and accents of your website match the colors of your logo. Okay, this is a good branding tactic. We just already talked about that, but it's good to, you know, just have that sink in. Okay, have pictures, images, visuals that reinforce whatever you're trying to sell. Make sure that the images match the ideals of your target demographic. It's very important. So whatever your target demographic is, make sure that the images and what you say in a tone matches it, so they can relate to your pictures, they can relate to the tone and the content that you're saying. Okay, make sure that you relate, okay? So, because a visual can turn someone off as quickly as it can attract them, you know, before they read one word on your site. So understand that visuals are very, very important, and it registers in your mind faster than they're reading the first word on the page, okay? Organization. Okay? There are multiple reasons why your website needs to be organized. It allows users to easily navigate through your site. Second, it allows search engines to categorize your site easier and give higher relevancy to each page. This will increase your SEO and Google rankings. Now, SEO is search engine optimization, and Google rankings is basically where your website stands when someone goes to search for. So if it's going to be first, second, third on the list, where's on the list when someone types in your website in, you know, in the Google search box, and where does it come up? Does it come up on the first page, on the first, you know, half of the fold of the page, or do you have to scroll down to the bottom? Do you have to go to 2 to get it? So that's the Google rankings, and it all has to do with your SEO, search engine optimization, and also how your site is optimized. Okay, steps needed to organize your data. All right, list the pages of your website. So home page, about, services, shop, portfolio, process, blog, archives, whatever. Subscribe, frequently asked questions, contact, terms and conditions, privacy policy. Okay, list them out, what you're gonna need, what you're not gonna need. Cancel some, add some, think about it, okay? Use visual hierarchy to break up the information on your page. Visitors like to scan, so it's important to create headers and create sections with subheaders. It's very important, and it also helps your Google ranking as well too, because Google bots, they get smarter and smarter every day. So they'll go through and make sure your site is relevant for what someone is searching for. And basically that's how it works. That's how people find what they want to find, because Google has the best search engine. So if it's not relevant to what you're selling, you're gonna be ranked low on Google, because now their AI is kicking in and they're gonna know whether your website's full of bull or not. The AI is getting very, very good, scary. Oops, sorry. Okay, create a call to action for each page on your website. So the user should not have to guess where to go next, but to be led, okay? Just like watching TV. Users have been led all their lives watching TV, okay? They can't change that. They can't select the commercials they see or things like that. They're used to it. So when you have a call to action, it's like, go here, go here. They're used to it. Their subconscious is basically built for it. Is built for that type of function. So have your website do that and you'll get better results, okay? When gathering copy, when gathering copy and visuals, make sure that you stay consistent. Consistency will uphold your branding efforts, okay? Again, look at the big companies and their branding efforts, okay? If you think of a certain color, what do you think of? Do you think of the arches? Do you think of fries? Do you taste them in your mouth? That's because of consistency. If they change their color every year, your mouth wouldn't salivate when you look at a certain color, or you hear ba da ba ba ba. You know what I mean? So consistency and branding is very important. Okay, optimize your website's navigation. Okay, when someone wants to go to a certain part of your site, have them use the least clicks as possible. Okay, because people are very they don't have much patience nowadays, especially because of automation and everything that's going so fast, and they're getting things real quick because of the big brands. They have tons of ways of getting things to people now, and with 5G, it's going to get even worse. Okay, mobile friendly. Okay, it's very, very important. Billions of people search on their mobile phones each day. Mobile devices are now a central part of everyday life. Know this. Now, if someone hears something about your business products and wants to know more, the first thing they reach for is what is already at hand. Most people would rather search for your business on their phones, and the technology speed is only getting better. Excuse me. If McDonald's came out with a new food item like tasty crab cakes with real crab meat, and everyone was talking about it, I would open my phone and expect to be able to experience everything everything about those crab cakes on my phone, besides actual taste and smell. This is because I know that McDonald's would be on point with a product like this. So you see, people associate your business professionalism with how easy it is to access information about your product and what you do. In 2020, they expect that whatever interface they bring your business upon should fit their screen perfectly. It's no more, wow, this company has a site that even looks good on mobile phone. On mobile, it's just expected. Okay, next slide. Why social media? Okay, being active on these platforms and having social links on your website is crucial in your digital marketing efforts. To say social media is important digital marketing, understatement. If a person is constantly online, there's a 99% chance they have an account on social media, whether it's communicating with old friends, whether it's getting their daily news, to spying on current potential employees. It all happens every day. Mostly every demographic that can be targeted is on social media. Most likely the niche you are looking to target is on there as well too. Three of the biggest social media sites, of course, is Facebook, with 2.5 billion active users a month, Twitter, Total number of active users is 330 million. With LinkedIn, it has over 575 million users plus, with more than 260 monthly active users. Okay, search engine optimization. Okay, search engine optimization is much needed necessity if you want your company to be or if you want your website to be searchable with companies that don't necessarily know your company name but want your product. So SEO connects what you are offering to what people are searching for. Okay, so things to know for SEO in 2020. Google has received nearly 2.3 trillion searches this year so far. In 2019, 52% of all worldwide online traffic comes from mobile, 45% comes from desktop. On the first page alone, the first 5 organic results account for 67.6% of all clicks. 61% of marketers say improving SEO and growing their organic presence is a top inbound marketing priority. 70% of marketers see SEO as more effective than PPC. Now, PPC is pay per click. Now, pay per click is when you pay Google to show up on the very top of the search page, okay? So they'll charge you about, let's say around $1, depending on your industry and how important your industry is in your region, maybe $1 to $3 a click. And, they'll try to get you to at least put down either $1,000 to $3,000 a month to handle those clicks. And they'll say, okay, well, and then you can tell them, well, okay, let's stop at 5,000 clicks and then have my stuff go off the search page. So once you're done paying, it's not going to show up at Google at all. But with SEO, it's organic. Okay, so the Google bots do their thing, and then they go over all the websites and all the internet, to find what is relevant for what people are searching for in that specific region. Okay. The more backlinks a page has, the more search traffic it gets from Google. So basically, if you're talking about your site on a blog on Facebook or anything like that, or if there's a site that talks about like if you're a locksmith and there's sites that talk about locksmiths, okay, you want to be on that page because that shows Google that you are more relevant because other websites are talking about your business. Okay, so it's, he's just not talking about his business. This person over here is talking about his business, and oh, this publisher over here is talking about his business, and this one, oh, and he has good ratings on Alexa as well too. Oh yeah, we have to put him on here. Yeah, definitely, because they want to be the best refer. Google always wants to be the best refer. They want to be better than Bing. They want to be better than Yahoo. So they're going to take the most relevant and the most popular page when it comes to locksmithing in Rochester, New York, and they're going to put it up top, okay, because of what your site has on it. So it'll do that automatically. You don't have to pay them to do that at all. If your site is well built, it'll take about 3 to 4 months to be cataloged in Google. Okay, Google goes by a BERT algorithm, bidirectional encoder representations from transformers. Now, I don't expect you to know that. I'm just putting in it just in case you wanted to know. BERT looks at the context and intent of words in a series. So when you write with the intent to educate on a certain topic, BERT understands what you are doing and rewards you for it. All right. Now, like I said, this AI is only getting smarter. It's getting smarter every day. I wouldn't be surprised if it's teaching itself right now. When it goes from artificial intelligence to general intelligence, that's when we're in trouble. But that's another topic. Okay. All right. Now we're going to talk about online payment and what you should use for your online payment system. Okay. The difference between a merchant account and a payment gateway. A lot of people get this confused. A merchant account is a bank account that allows a customer to receive payments through credit or debit cards. Merchant providers are required to obey regulations established by card associations. Many processors act as both a merchant account as well as a payment gateway, like PayPal does. Okay. The front-end technology responsible for securely passing credit card information between the customer, payment gateway. The front-end technology responsible for securely passing credit card information between the customer and merchant, and also between a merchant and a payment processor. The payment gateway is the middleman between a merchant and a sponsoring bank, all right? To be more simple, to make things more simple, let's go with a provider that's both merchant and payment, like PayPal or Stripe. We'll get into that. Okay. Top 5 reasons businesses choose digital payments. All right. Save money through the payment lifecycle. Okay, that's very important. Manually sending and processing physical checks can cost up to twice as much as it would to process the same payment electronically. Companies that have digitized their workflow are able to track and know in real time when invoices are approved and paid, saving them time and allowing them to focus on more important tasks. Okay, make customers and vendors happier. Manual processing can mean high costs and inefficiencies for buyers and suppliers, making it more difficult and expensive to do business with your company. As a result, businesses are realizing competitive advantages by offering a seamless user experience, both internally and externally. Okay, cut down on errors. Check processing requires separate reconciliation, and 60% of these payments necessitate manual posting, leading to significant time spent spotting and addressing errors. So basically it cuts down errors because the computer does it automatically. It's almost like an accountant. You know, I'm sorry for the accountants out there because AI is kicking your ass. Okay, gain better insights into cash flow and cash management. Okay,
Hey, Mike.
Excuse me?
Oh, sorry, this is Anthony. I just wanted to, I know that you're going into a lot about payment, but before that,
Yeah.
is there any new way we can open it up for questions so more people can engage and see what they have questions from the first half of your presentation?
Okay, sure. Yeah, I've been talking for a long time. So.
No worries. Yeah, again, if we go back to just the beginning, the process of making sure that your website is set up, are there any questions that Mike can kind of answer from the time he talked about domain names to website, finding host sites and anything like that, or finding names and design or branding? Anybody have anything? I would love to, because this is very technical, and I would love for y'all to engage with him, because that's the best way you're going to get some questions answered. So feel free to take yourself off the chat. Off of mute and start asking questions if you would like.
Sure, ask away.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm wondering if you could give me more examples of third-party integrations. My website currently, I'm not really tech savvy, but I'm a fast learner, so I work a lot with Wix, and I'm for a few years now, but I have a few things. So I was looking into the Shopify part, and like there's a portion where there's like these apps I can add on, and some of them are free, some of them I pay for. WooCommerce was there. Since I wasn't educated about WooCommerce, I didn't look into it. You know, Shopify, it's been in my face forever. So I've gone to Shopify, and then I may be totally off of how I'm communicating this to you, but I know that it seems as if when I use Shopify, Oberlo is this site that it gives me that I'm using the products, that I'm pulling the products from. Now, I don't know if that's because some of them look like they're on Alibaba or whatever. What I'm trying to do is find the cheapest and most efficient way to integrate drop shipping on my website.
Okay. Drop shipping. Okay, so what you're trying to do is you're trying to automatically pull in a catalog from another catalog and then have it drop shipped. Got you. That would be more of a custom program to do that. I'd have to kind of research that. I mean, for something like that, I mean, back in the day, I would have to build myself, but there should probably be some automated drop shipping programs. I have to look into that. But actually, I do. You would have to have a what do you call it? A CV file. I believe this is a comma delimited or a pipe delimited catalog. So what would have to happen is Alibaba would have to have some way of exporting, of automatically exporting an Excel file of their products that you choose, that's filtered by your program, and automatically send to the program on your website in the back end to show on your website. Okay, so you would need a program that would work with Alibaba to do that, because Alibaba also would have, you know, restrictions as far as like legal restrictions of taking their information and putting it on there. I mean, if they're okay with it, they should have some software to do that. If they don't, then they'll probably tell you, oh, you just have to build your own or use your own. But I would have to look into that to see if there's any automated ones like that, because all the ones I've seen like that has been built, by companies custom.
Hey, Mike.
So there's
I want to just chime in to Ms. Jeter. Actually, one of the cool things about Pathstones is they will, if you needed some technical assistance around that feature of your website, if you reach out to Adam or Haida, they will actually connect you to Mike and pay for you to actually get that service so he can help you. If that's something that you would definitely like to look into, because I know now that gets a little technical in the back end of your website, but that'd be a pretty cool way for you to engage with Pathstone and Michael to have that done for your website. That's something you wanted to
Okay,
have.
I'll look into that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And thank you for that question. We did have another question by Ms. Warren. I don't know if any relations to you, but if you want to come off mute and kind of ask your question. And guys, I really hope.
No, I don't think there's any relation.
I don't
Anyways,
think
go
so
ahead.
either.
That's fine.
It's funny, right? Go ahead.
But my question was for like sites that require like more money, like bigger purchases. Is it common for them to ask for like wire transfers, or is that like a red flag?
Wire transfer as far as you paying someone for a website, or like
Not
GoDaddy?
but like somebody asking like that already has a website. Would that be a red flag?
Okay, so if you already have a website and you want to charge your clients that go on your website with wire transfers, is that what you're saying?
Basically, like if you're on a website and you're trying to buy a product and they require a wire, like is that common or like?
No, that's not common.
Okay.
ACH wire transfer, usually you have with that wire transfer, you have an intimate relationship, an intimate relationship with a company, and then you're doing it between your bank and the company's bank. You're not really doing it online. I mean, I haven't done ACH transfers online. I mean, I can see if the IRS.gov did it for something with your taxes, something like that. But as far as to buy something, I mean, if you're not buying like a car, or something like that, all at once, or anything like that, I wouldn't trust an ACH wire transfer. I mean, unless it's a governmental institution or you're buying something that's a lot of money. So,
okay.
Because then if you have your wire information, you have to trust that institution.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to pipe in for just a second here on that. So my background, before I came here, I was in more traditional banking. And I'll tell you, if you can do a transaction through PayPal, do it through PayPal. If you can't do it through PayPal, do it through your debit card. If you can't do it through debit card, maybe rethink doing it at all. It's a lot easier to replace a debit card that gets hacked or stolen than it is to, I guess I should say, it's easier to stop payment on a debit card or stop, kind of cut off that funding from the debit card than it is from your bank account. If they get into your bank account, they can get everything, and there's little that can be done. But a debit card, there's a little more that can be done to stop it. So be careful of putting your bank account information out there at all, and even your debit card. If you can do something through a third party like PayPal or something, do that. And I know it's a little off topic, but just protect yourselves, guys.
Yeah, that's
Thank
definitely good.
Yep. And that goes to the last thing. It also mitigates fraud risk. And that's so, that's not including ACH payments, but using
Cool.
these
Yeah.
payments.
So we pretty much got like 7 minutes, Mike. So if we want to
Okay.
just keep it
Sure.
going, stay high
Yep.
level, and then hopefully more people have more questions as we go.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to go through as fast as I can. Okay, PayPal, we already spoke about PayPal. It's one of the world's most widely used payment systems. It serves as a merchant account and a payment gateway. It accepts U.S. payments, U.S. only payments. It accepts credit cards, debit cards. It accepts 25 current, actually, it doesn't accept U.S. only payments. Sorry about that. It accepts 25 currencies from over 200 excuse me, countries and markets. The first one, I think it's certain conditions where it only accepts U.S. payments. Okay, you can accept other payments, but it will be more expensive. So because they have a certain constant charge they have depending on if it's U.S. or another country. So just to clarify that. Optimized mobile checkout experience, simplified PCI compliance, one-touch TM enables checkout with a click of a button if you want to get really advanced, fancy, stuff like that. It has pro features, you can keep the customers on your site throughout the payment process without having to program the e-commerce, part of your site. You can do a customizable checkout experience, accepts phone payments with a virtual terminal, and again, it's 2.9%, plus 30 cents for every U.S. transaction. Authorized.net is sort of the same thing. It's a merchant account and payment gateway. It's compatible with all types of MasterCards, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, Diners Club, and it handles fraud prevention, customer information management, and handles recurring payments, invoicing, and simplified checkout. And again, with this one, the all-in-one plan is a 25 monthly fee, and it charges the same amount as PayPal, 2.9% APR, or not APR, 2.9% for each purchase plus 30%, plus 30 cents per US transaction. With a payment gateway only plan, it's again the 25 monthly fee, and there's a flat rate for 10 cents per transaction and 10 cents per daily batch fee. You probably have to go on there. They have a lot of things about batch fee. That is a bunch of fees put together at once, and it's automated type of thing. That would be good for a custom program of what you want with Alibaba. That would go into the batch fees of authorized.net if you program that, if someone were to program that correctly. Go to Stripe. Stripe is like the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. It does a little bit more. It's a merchant and a payment processor, but you can also pay with it. You can create your own credit and debit cards for your own employees. Like places like Lyft and Uber uses it to pay their drivers. It accepts all major credit cards, including Apple Pay, Google Pay, Microsoft Pay, and Alipay. Okay, it's a fully integrated solution. It comes with, it handles fraud and disputes with Stripe Radar, Dynamic 3D Secure, and dispute handling. Okay, those are automated programs that it handles for you. So it finds out about fraud or if anything looks suspicious or whatnot. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, the worst online payment systems have most of the issues in common. Deceptive sales tactics, undisclosed rates and fees. So if you can go on the page, you can't find undisclosed rates and fees within 2 minutes, forget about it. Okay, expensive monthly, annual, and early termination fees, non-cancelable or contracts and leases, numerous public complaints from current and former merchants, numerous public complaints from current and former employees, reports of poor customer support, poor rating in the Better Business Bureau, proven or suspected affiliations with other ill-reputed companies. Okay, like if something like PayPal or Stripe was like that, you definitely know about it in the news. I mean, it's with this type of thing, it's best to go with what is trending, what is out there. Okay, because they have more they have more to live up to. They can't, they have a reputation to uphold because they're so big. So next one. That's not always the case because they're so big, but And in this case, it would be the safest bet. Okay. Secured versus an unsecured website. A secured website has SSL, secured socket layer. So if you're doing e-commerce, you have to have SSL. Okay, SSL is a standard security technology for establishing an encrypted link between a server and a client, typically a web server and a browser, or a mail server and a mail client. So basically, people cannot hack your information when it goes from computer to computer, which is very easy to do if you do not have SSL. Okay, unsecured website does not have SSL installed. People can misuse your data. Google will downrank your site. You can get hacking attacks, which will ultimately cause loss of customers' trust and brand image. And you can have, excuse me, this display of warnings by search engines. Google is known to list your site as an attack site and block other people from getting to your site if they deem that it's unsecure. I mean, it can be unsecure, it's fine, and it won't, put a red flag over your whole site, but it can easily get attacked. And if it gets attacked by a virus, Google will automatically flag it, and you won't be able to use your site anymore. No one will be able to go. Okay, so you have some stuff on there that should be secure, like forms, or you're sending data through it, or anything like that. If it's read-only and there's no integration, that's not really that important. That information is not going to and from your site, like with the user. Okay. So web analytics. You have Google Analytics and you have AW Stats. AW Stats comes with hosts like HostGator and GoDaddy. It comes with this program called cPanel, which you go into. You can configure site. You look at all different types of things about your site. Number of visits, unique visitors, page views, server bandwidth used. Now that automatic comes with your site and it's free. Google Analytics, on the other hand, is not free. I mean, it may come with a free introductory subscription, but it gives you more insight on what people are doing on your site, like where your users are coming from, how long do they stay on your page, when do they click on the CTA button, the call to action, how much people actually went to your site, and what the percentage of people that went to your site, who clicked on the CTA button, and how long did they stay, and things like that. And there's a price to that. So you got to get a Google Analytics account, and you can do so much with it. But again, there's a price to that. They may come built in with whatever plan you get, as far as like with a developer or a company. That's not going to come with HostGator or GoDaddy or anything like that. If you have a separate developer, then okay. What is a landing page? A landing page is a single web page that serves as an end destination to a search engine optimized search result, marketing promotion, marketing email, or online advertising. So unlike a web page, a landing page is a single focus or goal known as a call to action. Web pages typically encourage exploration and has many goals. Okay, a landing page is made to automate your marketing process and increase conversion rates of a particular campaign. So here's the best practices for a landing page. There are two things that you have to understand about landing pages and websites: attention ratio and message match. Okay, attention ratio deals with how much attention is being put on a product you are trying to sell. So a regular homepage might have an attention ratio of 24:1, meaning there are 24 things, objects for one visitor to look at. Okay, so in a message match, sorry. And with a landing page, it's usually a 1-to-1. Okay, so that's basically, there's one product to see, there's one thing for someone to do for one person. So they're not looking at your general company and what subject they want to go into. It's just one thing they can do, one call to action. You're trying to sell one thing. That's the one thing they've seen on whatever advertisement from, because that's why they're on your site, is because they clicked on that ad. So they want to see more about that ad. They want to see more about that sneaker. They want to see more about that straw hat. Okay. More suggestions. Ensure your messaging matches your ads. Keep the action above the fold. So when someone goes on your website, make sure that the call to action is as soon as they see it. So they shouldn't have to scroll down to initiate the call to action. Okay. Use directional cues to direct the eye, because how people look at the website, they look at a website and they read things in a Z formation on the website. So place your things accordingly. Okay. use direction. So show your product service in action. That's another good thing. Remove navigation and other distractions. So you don't want to have navigate to go to all these other places because you want to focus on one thing. And the thing is, if they focus on one thing, then you can measure it with Google Analytics better. So you know that, okay, they came here just for this product and they did this just for this product. Click on the call to action just for this product. And it's easier to separate that out in Google Analytics. So you look at the data end of the month and then re-strategize, properly. Designed for the right device. Again, responsive. Has to look good in all devices. Look at it on. Test and update your landing pages. So make sure you test and update them. Okay, so speak the language, all right? So we're just gonna go over real quick, what a host is. Okay, a host, you can say, the definition of a host is a node that participates in user applications either as a server, client, or both. So basically, a node, just a computer, okay, that, let me just take this more easily. The host is where you host your website. It's like a plot of land, okay, maybe owned by Nothnagel, okay. So, and it gives you a plot of land to put your house on. So now you can build your house and you build your website on there. That's a host. Okay, they're hosting your site, like GoDaddy, HostGator, things like that. URL is the address for your site. It's a name, www.yourname.com. So www.domainname.com. Okay, and the server is different than a host. People make confusing. People find it confusing, but a server is a type of host that offers resources to other hosts. So server is just that, it serves up information. It's a server. Okay, serves up information. So it's not just a host, but it's whatever is serving that information to your website. So you can have a server that has nothing to do with GoDaddy, but it's showing information on your site. Okay, so that can get confusing. So you can ask me about that later in the next series. We'll talk more about that. A template is a predefined layout for your website. So you can buy a template that has a certain look on it. You just have to fill the content in, okay? A cloud is nothing but a virtual server, which all servers are basically virtual. It's an easier way to say server. People understand cloud better, and cloud is a lot easier, and cloud sells a lot better, okay? Cloud makes things look magical, basically. And because they're using in cloud, they can actually charge more money for yourself because you automatically think that Harry Potter must be working on your website or something like that. So it brings that kind of this just makes everything more expensive. Okay, memory. The term memory refers to the component within your computer that allows you to access data that is stored for a certain term. So when you have you really don't have to focus on this, but when you focus on memory, it's how much the computer can display at a certain time. So memory on a server is how powerful that server is. Okay, it's a little different than storage. Storage is how much information can be stored on there as far as pictures, videos, content, and this and that. But how much it can serve up at one time, and how it can serve up let's see, more fluently to more people. So will 100,000 people be able to look at your site at once, or will 10 people be able to look at your site at once? It all depends on the memory, okay, of your website. And the bandwidth, how much people are going to your website, that generates bandwidth. So that's also bandwidth. So if you have 100,000 users, you have a lot of bandwidth. If you have 1 million users, you have more bandwidth, which is obviously going to take more memory and require a stronger server to serve up things at the same time. As temporarily. So memory is random access memory, whatever is accessed randomly at that time. And bandwidth plays a big portion into that. So it's basically, ratings. So as far as TV, how much ratings do you have? You have 2 million users? You have 2 million, viewers. So that's bandwidth. It's just ratings. So at a higher level. Responsiveness, how well your site looks on other devices. So my site looks good on the computer. It also looks good on my tablet because it rearranges the fit in my tablet. The font looks nice and everything like that, on my tablet versus my computer. And the same thing with my phone. Maybe the pictures are smaller on my phone and maybe some headings they show they show a little bigger as far as my phone goes, but smaller, as far as the size. But compared to everything else, it stands out. And then you scroll down. So there's different ways of doing it, but you can do it all with one site to get that to transform to every other device, like your phone, tablet, computer. Analytics, we talked about that. That has to do with either Google, AW Stats. There's also one that's called Urchin, but that's basically the measurement of the amount of people going to your site, and basically what that looks like. And cookies, that is okay. Cookie. Okay, let me explain cookie real quick. Last thing, a cookie is information saved by your web browser. Okay, so when you visit a website, the site may place a cookie on your web browser so it can recognize your device in the future. If you return to that site later on, it can read that cookie to remember you from your last visit and keep track of you over time. So that's what a cookie does. So if you buy something on this site and then you go back there a month later, you'll say, "Hi, so and so. Here's what you bought. We have the newest thing of what you bought, or here's the items like what you bought before." So that's what that is. Okay. And it's good to recognize all of these terms. Okay. Is there any more questions?
Cool. I'll turn it over to Adam.
Cool. Mike, thank you so much. Are there any questions before we move on to the wrap-up portion of this? That was a great just a great amount of information and a great presentation. Mike, thank you so much for all that information. We will be able to, again, guys, like we said in the opening, you'll get a copy of this presentation and you can keep this as a guide. I mean, this is in terms of just raw information, this is something you guys are going to want to keep around. So when you get the PDF, the slideshow of this, keep that, and then also keep the YouTube link available so you can go through and learn from Mike again. But this is your handbook for your website.
Yeah, and again, I know that sometimes it's kind of a lot of stuff thrown at you, but again, we did want to stay high level and making sure that we understood how to form a website, but then also the mechanics behind it. A lot of people don't realize there's a lot of maintenance and technical stuff that goes in the background to keep your website definitely optimized. So thank you again, Michael, for just elaborating and being
My
able
pleasure.
to be here.
Looks like we have one question.
Oh,
Posting
yes.
control again.
I just go to stop share, right?
And then do you stop share, and then if you go to my panel,
Okay.
and you click those three little buttons, the ellipses there.
Hold on. 1 second. Closed option.
And to answer Dell's question, yes. So a landing page is good for the purpose of promoting a book because it's a single focus item, or a speaking engagement because it's one thing that you're focusing on. And again, it doesn't, and then Mike can elaborate on that as well. Mike, we did have a question. Is a landing page good for the purpose of promoting a book or a speaking engagement?
Promoting a book? Yes, landing page is very good for promoting a book because it's that one thing that you're selling. So when you promote a book, as far as on Facebook or you have it on LinkedIn, when you have that link and you go to a landing page, just have that landing page reiterate what the book is all about. And so have everything about that book on that page, make it easy for them, have all the content fit on that page. But if you're promoting a book, a landing page is perfect.
Cool. And then we have one more question before I let y'all get to lunch and let Adam. Will PR, I guess Ms. Jeter should come back on and ask this question really quickly.
Hi. Will PLR articles and media products hurt my SEO?
PLR articles and media products? No, it won't. PLR, what does that stand for?
Private label products. So I have like some subscriptions to some different places that provide private label products. So even articles. So I use that for like my blog article instead of outsourcing to Fiverr and all these other places or trying to do it myself. It's something, this website, and it gives me really good content that I use for my blog. But when you mentioned the AI and all of that, I'm like, well, I don't want to use any content, of course I look over it, but I don't want to use anything that would jeopardize that in my website's fidelity.
Okay, so you're bringing information from other sites onto your site's blog, right?
Kind of. I've seen something like that. There's another website that does it, but I've actually bought the actual rights to the product. There's ebooks, there's everything. So I've bought the rights to market it and make it however
Yeah, that
I
should
want
be
it.
fine as long as it's relevant. Like if you're selling something and you show that, or you say this is a blog about this, and you have blogs about this, that'd be absolutely fine. Yep.
Understood. Thank you.
Cool. Well, guys, if you have any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat or reach out to us, and we will we'll get those over to Mike and then get you in touch with him, or whatever we need to do to get you the best answer and the proper resources there. So again, Michael, thank you so much for all this great information. This is so good. Again, just, like I said, guys, take this presentation and you want to hold on to this one, save it to your computer, save it on your phone. You're going to want this when you start building your website and improving your website. So make sure you have that, because this is a great, really a study guide for you as you go through that process. And so, Michael, thank you so much. And since we can't all be in person, like we get to be when there's not some crazy pandemic going on, we want to send you guys a voucher for lunch. So we want to have some kind of fellowship with you and networking, and we can't do that in person. We do want to do it through the Magic. And for those of you in Buffalo, we want to give you the option of Sunshine Vegan Eats and Freddie J's Barbecue. Those are both great options, depending on how you feel. Some days it's I want to eat healthy, I want to eat clean, and some days you want some Freddie J's Barbecue, man. And I think that I've eaten pretty well for like 4 weeks, and I may go down to Freddie J's just to break my diet and gain all that weight back. And in Rochester, we have El Pilon Criollo and the Arnett Cafe. So for those of you in Rochester, those are your options as well. And let us know in the chat right now. Use the chat feature. Tell us where you want to go to lunch so we can send you vouchers so you can get a free meal on us. We're taking care of the cost. They know you're coming, so just take that voucher down and let them know what they want to eat, and it's on us. So put that in the chat there. And then as we wrap up here, next Wednesday, remember, next Wednesday is the final Tech Talks of 2020. And Mike will be back with us next week. We'll be talking a little bit about content management. So Mike, we're looking forward to join us and get a really good, another great amount of information on content management. Also, the next level, like Mr. McCarley said, we are going into week 4 this coming Monday, and that is at 12 on Monday, 12 to 1:30, just like we are here, 12 to 1:30 for all of those who are in Next Level or want to be a part of Next Level, taking your business to the next level. So join us if you would there. And then this Friday, we have a small business forum from 11 to noon. This Friday on Zoom, 11 to noon, small business forum. We're going to be talking about nonprofits. Are they a vehicle for driving community health and wealth? And you're going to be there to help us answer that question. We have 3 great panelists, like we said earlier, 3 great panelists who are there to help inform and educate and give you some knowledge on whether or not you should start a nonprofit, the difference between a nonprofit and a for-profit, and then how you can bring money into your nonprofit. So with that, guys, if you have anything else, please feel free to contact us at pecky@pathstone.org or through any of our other means, social media. A lot of you have our phone numbers and email addresses. Please reach out and let us know what we can do to help you in your business journey. And before you leave, make sure you drop in where you want to eat in the chat, and we will see you next week for the final week, week 6 of Tech Talks 2020. Guys, have a fantastic week and a safe weekend.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Take care, everyone.